Welcome back to the channel, Rare Coins All World. If you're a coin collector or someone who loves finding hidden treasures in your pocket change, today's video is going to blow your mind. We're talking about a coin that you might have overlooked countless times, the 1971 US 1-cent coin, or simply, the 1971 penny. You've probably come across this penny many times before, and to most, it's just another common coin. But what if I told you that some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are worth a lot more than just 1 cent? That's right, some 1971 pennies can fetch an astonishing price in today's coin market, and you may just have one of them sitting in your collection or in your change jar. Stick around because by the end of this video, you won't believe just how valuable your 1971 penny could be. First, let's take a look at the basic history of the 1971 penny. As many of you know, the penny features the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, and it's been a staple in American currency since it was first introduced in 1909. The 1971 penny is part of the Lincoln series, which honors our 16th president. On the reverse side, it features the iconic wheat ears design, a hallmark of Lincoln pennies from the 1950s and early 60s. It wasn't until 1959 that the Lincoln Memorial design replaced the wheat ears on the reverse, so by the time we hit 1971, the coin's design had been in circulation for quite a while. Now, you might think that a 1971 penny is just like any other coin from the 70s, fairly common and easy to find. Well, you're partly right. However, there's something that makes the 1971 penny very special, and that's its rarity in certain conditions and the possibility of having a minting error. This is what makes the 1971 penny so desirable to collectors. Coins that were made during the early years of US minting often have variations that make them stand out, especially if they were released with errors. Before diving into those errors, let's first talk about condition. As with any collectible, condition plays a major role in how valuable a coin is. Many of the 1971 pennies you find in circulation today are worn, scratched, and damaged. This is because pennies are in constant circulation and get passed around a lot, which means they're often not in the best shape. But if you happen to find a 1971 penny that's been well preserved and remains in uncirculated condition, you're looking at a coin that could fetch a much higher value. A mint condition 1971 penny is a true gem in the eyes of collectors, and you could be sitting on something worth far more than its face value of 1 cent, but there's more to it than just pristine condition. Let's talk about the minting errors that can make the 1971 penny worth thousands of dollars. Minting errors are rare occurrences during the production process that result in a coin having a unique feature that wasn't intended by the US Mint. For example, some 1971 pennies were struck with a double die error. This happens when the design is accidentally stamped twice, causing the image to appear blurred or doubled. If your 1971 penny has a double die error, especially if it's visible on Lincoln's portrait or the lettering, you've got a coin that's highly coveted by collectors and could significantly increase its value. Another minting error you should be on the lookout for is a misaligned die or an off-center strike. This happens when the die that presses the design onto the coin is misaligned, causing part of the design to be cut off or to appear in the wrong place. A misaligned die or off-center strike can make a coin look unique, and collectors are always searching for these kinds of error coins because they're rare and often difficult to find. If you find a 1971 penny with one of these errors, you're looking at a valuable coin that could easily sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its rarity and condition. So, how much could your 1971 penny actually be worth? While most 1971 pennies are only worth a few cents, certain minting errors and uncirculated examples can fetch an incredible price. A perfect condition 1971 penny with no errors can still be worth up to $500 to the right collector. However, if your penny features a double die, off-center strike, or any other rare minting error, you could be looking at a much larger payday. For example, a 1971 penny with a significant error can sell for as much as $56,000. That's $56,000 for a single penny. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 1971 penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $56,000 if it has the right minting error or remains in pristine condition. So, next time you're sorting through your coin collection, or even going through your pocket change, take a close look at any 1971 pennies you come across. They might just be worth far more than their face value. In conclusion, the 1971 penny may seem like an ordinary coin, but it has the potential to be worth thousands of dollars depending on its condition and the presence of minting errors. If you're lucky enough to come across one with a rare error, you could find yourself holding onto a $56,000 penny. So, keep your eyes peeled, inspect your coins carefully, and remember, treasure is often hidden in the most unlikely places. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1975 US 1-cent coin, or the 1975 penny. This coin, while seemingly ordinary to many, holds a secret. Some of these pennies can be worth an incredible amount of money, more than you'd ever imagine. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Stick with me, because in this video, I'll explain how the 1975 penny could be worth as much as $53,000 if you know what to look for. Now, let's take a step back and talk a bit about the history of the 1975 penny. It was produced during a period of transition for US coins, when the penny, or 1-cent piece, was still made primarily of copper. At the time, the design was still featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had been on the penny since 1909. The reverse side, however, still depicted the wheat ears design, which had been a hallmark of the penny for decades. It wasn't until 1959 that the penny's reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a design that is still used to this day. By 1975, the Lincoln Memorial was firmly established on the reverse of the penny. The obverse still featured Lincoln's portrait, as it has for more than a century. But in 1975, something interesting happened that could make this year's pennies incredibly valuable. The minting process for pennies in the mid-70s had some unique circumstances, and the 1975 penny was produced with certain variations that are highly sought after by collectors today. Now, here's where it gets exciting. The 1975 penny might look like just another coin, but if you're lucky, you could find one that has a minting error, or is in pristine uncirculated condition, and that's where the real value lies. Let's explore a few of the reasons this coin can be so valuable. First and foremost, the condition of a coin is one of the most important factors that determines its value. As we know, pennies are often used in everyday transactions and get worn down over time. The 1975 penny you see in your pocket may have scratches, discoloration, or other signs of wear. However, if you happen to find one in mint condition, meaning it's uncirculated and shows no signs of wear, you could be holding a rare piece of history. Uncirculated 1975 pennies are in high demand, and collectors will pay top dollar for a coin in perfect condition, but it's not just the mint condition that makes these pennies valuable. The real excitement for collectors comes from minting errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, creating a coin that is different from the norm. These error coins are highly prized by collectors because they're rare and unique. One common minting error for the 1975 penny is the double die. This error happens when the coin's design is struck twice, causing the image to appear blurry or doubled. A double die on a 1975 penny is a highly sought-after error, especially if it appears on Abraham Lincoln's portrait or the date. A double die error can significantly raise the value of the coin, and if you find one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Another minting error that can occur is the misaligned die. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin is off-center, causing part of the design to be cut off or misaligned. A misaligned die error makes a coin look unusual, and collectors are always on the lookout for these rare, off-center coins. If you find a 1975 penny with a misaligned die, it could be worth significantly more than the average penny. Another potential error that could add value to the 1975 penny is a clipped planchet. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal disc used to strike the coin is not perfectly round, resulting in a coin with a missing or irregular edge. This error can make the coin appear unusual and highly collectible, and as with other minting errors, it could drastically increase the value of your 1975 penny. So, how much could your 1975 penny actually be worth? Well, the answer depends on its condition, any potential minting errors, and the overall demand from collectors. A regular 1975 penny in average condition is worth only a few cents, but when you factor in the minting errors and the chance of finding one in uncirculated condition, the value can skyrocket. For example, a 1975 penny with a double die error or a misaligned die could be worth thousands of dollars. But wait, there's more. A 1975 penny that is in perfect, uncirculated condition or has a rare minting error could be worth an astonishing $53,000, that's $53,000. Yes, you read that correctly. If you have a 1975 penny with one of these rare features, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth a small fortune. So, what should you do if you think you found a valuable 1975 penny? First, make sure to inspect it closely for any minting errors. Look for signs of a double die, misaligned die, or clipped planchet. If you think your coin might have one of these errors, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. A professional grade can help determine its true value and give you an accurate assessment of how much your 1975 penny is worth. In conclusion, the 1975 penny might seem like just another coin from the past, but in reality, it could be worth far more than its face value. Whether it's in mint condition or has a rare minting error, your 1975 penny could be worth a small fortune. So, if you find a 1975 penny in your collection, take a closer look. You might just have a $53,000 penny sitting in your hand. Today, we're diving into something truly special, the 1963 US 1-cent coin. While most of us see pennies as just a tiny denomination in our wallets, some of these old coins can actually be worth far more than their face value. In fact, the 1963 penny could be worth a staggering $59,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Stick with us as we break down exactly why this coin is so valuable and how you might be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 1963 penny was minted during a time when the U.S. was on the brink of monumental change. President John F. Kennedy had just been elected in 1960, and the country was going through a period of growth and transformation. The penny itself, also known as the 1-cent coin, was made primarily from copper at the time. Its design featured Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial displayed on the reverse. These iconic designs have remained on the penny for over a century now, and even in 1963, the penny was a widely circulated coin used in everyday transactions. But what makes the 1963 penny stand out today? The secret lies in its rarity, its condition, and the possibility of a minting error. Let's explore each of these factors in more detail to see how they can drastically increase the value of this humble coin. One of the most important factors when it comes to determining the value of any coin is its condition. Over the years, pennies have been in and out of circulation, often getting scratched, worn down, and faded. However, coins that have been well preserved, especially those that have never been used, are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to come across a 1963 penny in mint condition, which means it shows no signs of wear, discoloration, or scratches, then you found something special. These pennies, in near-perfect condition, are much rarer than you might think, but it doesn't stop there. While many 1963 pennies are common, some feature rare minting errors that can significantly raise their value. A minting error occurs when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that doesn't match the intended design. These errors are not only rare but incredibly valuable to coin collectors because they make a coin unique. One common minting error you may find on the 1963 penny is the double die. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin misaligns during production, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. It can occur on any part of the coin, but the most desirable double die errors are those that affect Lincoln's portrait or the date itself. If you happen to find a 1963 penny with a double die, it could be worth thousands of dollars to the right buyer. Another minting error to look out for is the misaligned die, which happens when the die that strikes the coin is slightly off-center. This creates a coin where part of the design is either incomplete or distorted. A misaligned die coin is often sought after by collectors because of its unusual appearance. If you find a 1963 penny with a misaligned die, it could be a rare find that's worth significantly more than its face value. Additionally, some 1963 pennies may have a clipped planchet error. This happens when the metal used to create the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a penny that has an irregular or missing portion of its edge. These clipped planchets are highly collectible, as they are truly one-of-a-kind errors that add uniqueness to any collection. Now, let's talk about just how much a 1963 penny could actually be worth if you happen to find one with the right features. A standard 1963 penny in worn condition is worth only a few cents, about the same as its face value. But when you factor in the mint condition or any minting errors, the value of this coin can increase dramatically. Some of these pennies have been known to fetch upwards of several $1,000s, but the real jackpot comes when you find a 1963 penny in mint condition or with a rare error. If you have a 1963 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth up to $59,000. Yes, you heard that right, $59,000 for a single penny. Of course, this kind of value depends on several factors: the coin's condition, any minting errors, and the overall demand from collectors at the time of sale. But this is a great reminder that even a penny, something that most people would overlook, could hold the potential to be worth a small fortune. So, how can you tell if your 1963 penny is worth this kind of money? First, inspect it carefully. Check for any signs of minting errors, such as a double die, misaligned die, or clipped planchet. Then, assess its condition. If it's in mint condition, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. If you suspect it's a rare find, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. Grading will give you an accurate assessment of the coin's value and its rarity. In conclusion, the 1963 US penny may look like just another old coin, but in the right condition or with the right minting error, it can be worth a whole lot more than its face value. Whether you find it in mint condition or with a rare double die error, your 1963 penny could be worth a whopping $59,000. So, next time you're digging through your pocket change or sorting through your coin collection, be sure to check for those rare and valuable 1963 pennies. You could be holding a fortune. Today, we have a very exciting topic for all of you, especially those who love the thrill of discovering hidden treasures in your coin jar. We're going to talk about a coin that might be sitting right under your nose, and it could be worth a small fortune. You guessed it, the 1976 US 1-cent coin, better known as the 1976 penny. This humble penny might look like just another copper coin to most, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. Stick around as we explore why the 1976 penny could be worth a staggering $56,000. The 1976 penny was part of a special year in U.S. history, as it marked the bicentennial celebration of the United States. In 1776, the nation declared its independence, and by 1976, the country was celebrating 200 years of freedom. This monumental occasion was reflected on U.S. coinage, and even though the penny didn't receive an overhaul like the quarter and half dollar did that year, the 1976 penny still carries some unique features. Let's start by looking at the basics. The 1976 penny continued to feature the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. This design, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 16th president, has remained one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which became the penny's reverse design in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ear design. This iconic symbol of American democracy is what you'll typically find on your 1976 penny, but there's more to this coin than just its design. In general, the 1976 penny is similar to many other pennies of the time. It was made mostly of copper, which means that the 1976 penny has a high copper content compared to the pennies we use today, which have since been reduced to mostly zinc. But what makes the 1976 penny potentially worth a lot more than face value is the condition of the coin and the possibility of a minting error. These are the key factors that can elevate this penny from a few cents to thousands of dollars. If you're holding a 1976 penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're already on the right track. As with most coins, the condition is one of the most important factors that affect its value. Most pennies, especially those that have been in circulation for decades, show signs of wear, discoloration, and scratches. However, a perfectly uncirculated penny, one that has never been used in a transaction and shows no signs of wear, is a rare find. The 1976 penny in mint condition could fetch more money than you might think, but what about those minting errors? This is where things start to get really exciting. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin production process, and the result is a misstruck coin that doesn't match the intended design. These error coins are highly valuable to collectors because they're rare and one of a kind. If your 1976 penny has a minting error, it could be worth a significant amount of money. One of the most common errors you might find on the 1976 penny is the double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin misaligns, causing the design to appear doubled. If you happen to find a double die on the 1976 penny, especially on Abraham Lincoln's portrait or the date, you could be looking at a rare and highly valuable coin. A double die error on a 1976 penny can significantly raise its value, and collectors will pay a premium for these types of coins. Another minting error to look out for is the misaligned die. This occurs when the die used to strike the penny is not properly aligned, resulting in a shifted or off-center image. Coins with this error are very collectible, and the more misaligned the design is, the more valuable the coin becomes. A misaligned die error can make your 1976 penny much rarer, and therefore, much more valuable to collectors. You might also find a clipped planchet error on a 1976 penny. This error occurs when the metal blank, or planchet, that is used to create the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a missing section of the coin's edge. This can create a unique, off-center look that is highly desirable among collectors. A clipped planchet error on a 1976 penny is a rare find, and if you come across one, it could be worth far more than a regular penny. Now, let's talk about just how much your 1976 penny could be worth if it has minting errors or is in perfect condition. While most 1976 pennies are worth just 1 cent, coins that are uncirculated or feature a minting error can fetch a much higher price. For example, a 1976 penny in pristine condition could be worth hundreds of dollars, but a 1976 penny with a rare minting error could go for even more. In fact, a 1976 penny with the right error or in uncirculated condition could be worth up to a staggering $56,000. That's right, $56,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but when you look at the rare coins with minting errors, it's clear why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a flawless or misstruck coin. So, how can you tell if your 1976 penny is worth this kind of money? First, carefully inspect the coin for any minting errors. Look for signs of a double die, misaligned die, or clipped planchet. If the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's a good sign that it could be worth more than just 1 cent. Consider getting your coin graded by a professional coin grader to get an accurate estimate of its value and rarity. To sum up, the 1976 US 1 cent coin may seem like just another penny, but when you find it in mint condition or with a rare minting error, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. Whether it's a double die error, misaligned die, or clipped planchet, your 1976 penny might just be worth $56,000. So, next time you go through your pocket change, take a closer look at your 1976 pennies. You might be sitting on a small fortune. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change, and it could be worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the 1979 US 1 cent coin, better known as the 1979 penny. This seemingly ordinary penny could have a secret waiting to be discovered, and you won't believe how much it could be worth. Stick around as we break down why your 1979 penny might just be worth a staggering $54,000. the 1979 penny is part of the long history of the Lincoln cent, which has been in circulation since 1909. Abraham Lincoln's portrait has graced the front of the coin for over a century, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse side of the penny features the Lincoln Memorial, which has been the standard design since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ear design. While these features may be familiar to you, the value of the 1979 penny can go much beyond what most people realize. Let's take a closer look at why this particular penny could be worth so much. One of the main factors that determine a coin's value is its condition, and this is where the 1979 penny starts to stand out. Most pennies you'll come across in everyday transactions are worn down, scratched, and discolored from years of use. After all, pennies are one of the most commonly used coins in circulation. However, a 1979 penny that has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare find. If you happen to have a perfectly preserved 1979 penny in your collection, it could be worth far more than the 1 cent it originally carried, but there's more. While condition is important, the 1979 penny can be even more valuable if it features a minting error. Mint errors occur during the coin's production process and can result in a unique variation of the coin. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they are rare and hard to find. A 1979 penny with a minting error can be worth much more than a regular penny, so let's dive into what kinds of errors you should be on the lookout for. One of the most exciting errors to look for on the 1979 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. If you find a 1979 penny with a double die error, especially if the error is visible on Abraham Lincoln's portrait or the date, you could be looking at a highly valuable coin. The double die error is one of the most sought-after mistakes in the coin collecting world, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. Another minting error to keep an eye out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the die doesn't strike the coin properly, causing the design to appear shifted or misaligned. A 1979 penny with an off-center strike is a rare find, and if you have one, it could be worth much more than a regular penny. The more extreme the misalignment, the higher the coin's value. As it becomes even more unique and collectible, you might also come across a clipped planchet error on a 1979 penny. This error occurs when a piece of the metal disc, or planchet, that is used to create the coin is missing. This results in a coin with an irregular shape or a portion of the coin's edge being absent. A clipped planchet error on a 1979 penny is rare and highly valued by collectors because it creates a one-of-a-kind appearance. Now, let's talk about just how much the 1979 penny could be worth. While most 1979 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a perfectly uncirculated penny or a rare minting error could fetch a much higher price. If your 1979 penny is in mint condition, you might already have a coin worth a few $100s. But if it has a rare minting error, the value could skyrocket to even higher amounts. In fact, a 1979 penny with the right minting error or in pristine condition could be worth as much as $54,000. Yes, that's $54,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something as small and common as a penny could be worth so much, but when you factor in the rarity of these error coins, it makes sense. The value of these 1979 pennies is driven by their scarcity and the demand from collectors who are eager to add them to their collections. So, how do you know if your 1979 penny is worth this kind of money? First, examine it carefully for any minting errors. Look for signs of a double die, off-center strike, or clipped planchet. If your coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's also a positive sign. If you find a rare error or a perfect penny, it might be time to get it graded by a professional to determine its true value. In conclusion, the 1979 US 1 cent coin might seem like just another penny, but in the right condition or with the right minting error, it could be worth far more than its face value. Whether it's a double die error, off-center strike, or clipped planchet, your 1979 penny could potentially fetch an incredible price. So, next time you're going through your pocket change or sorting through your coin collection, be sure to take a second look at your 1979 pennies. You might just be holding on to a coin worth $54,000. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Happy collecting, and keep an eye out for those hidden treasures.